Thank you.
Sheriff's not here.
Hang on a
Close the meeting.
second. Let me get the recorder, this recorder started, please. Okay. Go ahead. How about you?
Whoever's sitting at the head of the table.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the January 12th meeting.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
New business is review and approve of the 2021 audit financial reports for reporting. Try to go through this statement as quickly as possible so everybody without wasting a lot of time. Pages 1 through 3 are basically the basis of the audit. What's basically saying is we follow all required guidelines set by the state in doing this audit. Page 4, at the bottom of it, you can look at some of the financial highlights. For the most part, not much has changed over the last 7 years. I don't want to say 7 years, the last 5 years. With BURA. At one point, they operated a parking lot where 7 Holly Street parking garage is, and they received money for that. They no longer participate in that. So for the most part, the revenues and the cash is all decreased. So you can look at that. Page number 5 is probably the easiest page to point this issue out that BURA has. It breaks out the assets of $20,000 for 345, non-current assets, which is land that they own, and the difference between the liabilities is a net position for 59,777. The one problem that BURA has is part of its bylaws is we have to maintain $20,000 in cash. So I went to council and they moved over, I think it was like $33,000, I think is what we did to help solidify that for a while. You gotta make a $50,000 payment to the stadium. And then we also have an obligation to pay up to $25,000 in other costs to them if it's considered non-routine maintenance. It was capped this year at $25,000 with the new contract. Before it could have been, I think 1 year we had $75,000, which caused a lot of different headaches.
There's $33,000 in addition to this.
It came in this year.
We just signed the check for the from employees, right, last week?
Yeah, well,
$50,000.
right. I'm just gonna sign that.
So what page are we on? I'm sorry, it's really hard to hear you guys.
Sorry, page 5.
Okay.
Speaker, move up a little.
We can move that up.
Is that better?
I think it is. Yes, thank you.
Forwarded to the auditors yesterday, and they're still looking into it. Bureau grant, and they never really paid for anything over there. Okay, but the grant came through BURA, so they're they're trying to figure out what they really need to do there. If you look at one of the things Joel included here was some assessed values of 7 Holly Street is like $3 million. That used to be probably 30,000. Okay, but since the ramp went there, it's gone up. So they're trying to figure out whether they have to amend this to show this is the value or not. If they do put it on as a value, they're gonna have to put some liabilities on it. So they're trying to go through the documents and everything, and see what they have to do, but we do have to get this posted before the end of March. And if we have to do it, make an amendment, Joel will have to amend the Paris site also.
Okay,
Okay. But that's just to make everybody aware, they don't have an answer as of this morning, what they can or cannot do. They sent the BURA documents for the loan, or for the grants, as well as this assessment.
Proper for us to make a motion subject to.
I think what we should do is make a motion to approve this, okay? And if they do change it, we'll get another meeting. And just, we can have it, we have another meeting in April, we can approve it then.
This document
To approve,
specifically?
no, we're not approving this, this is just coming from Boone County,
Right.
okay? We're approving the audit.
Oh.
Do we have to,
Okay, I thought you pointed at
we have,
that. Okay.
well, we have to accept it.
you just accept it.
To accept it.
To accept it.
That's better.
Yes.
And then, if they do change it, we'll do an amendment to it at the next meeting. I don't think they're going to, but I don't know that. The money came through BURA, but they paid nothing, it just went right back to the city.
Right.
In order to get the grant, we run it through ESD,
Right.
is BURA, not the city.
Right. And I will say, if it becomes prudent to transfer the property from BURA to another entity, whether it's the city or whoever else, I don't think the state would have a problem with that. The only reason they have a provision for clawback after sale is people who are essentially flipping properties using state dollars and then getting profit. This is obviously a public project, so the state's made exceptions in the past on that. I don't see why they wouldn't if we needed to do that.
And what I didn't know is Ken set this up so that it was gonna stay in BURA's name. So,
The 5-year period. So yeah, I honestly don't think it will matter. Having been the one who got all this money to the city before I came over, I don't think it would be an issue.
she was my problem. She got us all the money.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Chuck emails me every day.
Can I make a motion that we accept the auditor's report and financial statements?
does anyone have any other questions? Sophia, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you. I'm just having a hard time hearing you, Chuck, though, and I think it was Aviva who was talking, but no, I think I'm good.
If you have questions, you can certainly feel free to call me.
Yeah, thank you.
And we have a motion, Ron. And a second,
Second,
all in favor,
aye.
opposed? Second part of new business is a review of the authority mission statement and performance measures. You want to talk about that?
We do this every year. This is part of our requirement for the authority's budget office. I will read this. Our mission statement: the Binghamton Urban Renewal Agency exists to alleviate blight, provide for urban renewal, and stimulate sustainable community and economic development in designated brownfield areas of the city of Binghamton. This was adopted in March 23rd, 2012, and is reviewed again today. Our performance goals are to ensure the availability of adequate and well-maintained public facilities for recreation and entertainment in the city of Binghamton, to foster redevelopment of gray and brownfields within the city of Binghamton, to support redevelopment projects in the city of Binghamton consistent with the city's comprehensive plan. Have the board members acknowledge they've read and understood the mission of the public authority? I think we can answer yes. Who has the power to appoint the management of the public authority? The mayor of the city of Binghamton. If the board appoints management, do you have a policy you follow when appointing management of the public authority that's not applicable? Briefly describe the role of the board and role of management. In the implementation of the mission, the board develops and adopts policies consistent with its mission and oversees management in the administration of that policy and implementation of activities that will further the mission. Has the board acknowledged they've read and understood the responses to each of these questions? I
Yes.
think yes. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
The one thing for the properties. So they're valuing that pedestrian walkway to be $256,000.
Yes,
The same value on that one too?
I'm sorry.
Is that the same value that's been there for the last couple of years?
Yes. The pedestrian, actually, it went down slightly. Pedestrian walkway in 2021 was 266,447.
Are you looking at total assessed value?
Yes,
It's going to vary with each rate, but yeah.
This is the one behind Shenango Street by the.
Does it include that ramp off the parking lot?
correct.
It's the ramp down to the.
This
corner
is
of
a
50
snapshot view of it here.
Yeah.
It's in between Center Plaza and 41 Shenango Street.
Oh, okay.
That's the walkway over to the State Street ramp.
Right.
And the other parcel we have is there's a, behind the old City Hall at 88 State Street. There's a small parcel
It's
over
valuable next to it.
behind Binghamton University's UDC. Another tiny parcel over there as well. And then the 7 Holly Street lot. Do you care to look at these, Viva, or anyone? Okay.
We should actually review that with the assessor when we get a new assessor. Because technically that assessed value is supposed to be what the fair market value is. If you went to sell that lot with a ramp on it, I don't think you would get 250 for it. I'm guessing that that's based on construction cost at one time.
So seems like an awful lot for concrete.
Yeah. Mm. Plus, you can't build anything, could you?
Probably not big enough.
I don't think the lot is big enough.
15 feet wide.
Right, it seems like it wouldn't be valuable.
If it wasn't attached to the ramp, I would say sell it off to somebody else, but it's attached to a public ramp. I don't think you can sell the access to the ramp. Not like we have a toll booth directly.
In the early 20th century, there was actually a theater there.
You can generate your own. It's all right.
And the land assessment is 78,000,
The land is only.
but the
78,
full
yeah.
market value.
Salary to pay the person to man the toll bridge probably breaks even.
Mm.
It's throw your quarter in every time you across the bridge.
Solve the riddle.
Do you have any other questions?
All good?
A motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Do we need a motion to approve the adopting the mission statement and the performance review? Did need a
No, you
motion?
don't need that. No.
Okay, very
So
good.
that yes was the acknowledgement of it?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. I moved to make vote for adjourn.
Don't have any question that we're adjourned?
Where's this available online? Is this like from Parcel Mapper?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's the Broome County Rural Property System.
okay.
There's like a link on the side that brings you to this specific,
Okay.
when you're in the property report buttons on the side.
Report, quick report. And then you can, there's a whole bunch of checkboxes off to the left. You can select one.